Movies I would hate to live in. What movie would I hate to live in? Human Centipede. Be pretty rough. Do we mean like what movie would I not want to be in their universe, or would I not want to be a character in? Because like universe-wise, any Marvel would suck just because there's always that's destroying the universe. There's always like an imminent death fear. Like Bird Box, yeah, Smile, like that. But I mean like the average public individual doesn't know about it.
You know, growing up, I always wanted to be in movies. I like
Terrifier. Yeah, but if you're in the movie Terrifier, no, I think it's saying like movies I would hate to live in, not in the character sense, because there's half of the movies that you've ever seen would be like Conjuring. Being a character in Conjuring would suck. But like, if you're a character just in the Terrifier universe, that's not that bad. Like, you're just the odds that the Terrifier is going to hunt you down are really low.
I mean, like, in the movie. Who could blame me? They're so cool. But now that I've grown, I see that a majority of these movies I thought were super cool to live in actually aren't. So that's what I'll be going over today. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be going over some movies I'd hate to live in. Yeah, new little series. And in the end, I'll go over the movie that I'd hate to live in the most. First one up, Avengers, or every Marvel movie. As much as I
Every Marvel movie? Bro, I feel like living in Morbius would be pretty normal. Hey, well, it's the Marvel universe, but like a disconnected Marvel universe would probably not. Yeah, like being in like more like the Morbius movie wouldn't be that bad. What I don't like is how in the Avengers films, they never broadcast like how many people just died. Like this is a like world-eating apocalypse situation in one of the biggest cities in the United States. And no one died. In Endgame they did? Yeah, because in Endgame, half of everybody that's ever lived dies. Half of everybody that ever lives. Where's like the fucking car just crushing a family of 5? They never show that. They should show that. Spoiler alert, in Thunderbolts, the main villain in Thunderbolts, the main villain's like popping a lot of people into the dark universe. Like he goes like, boom, and you just disappear into the shadow realm. And one of these kids almost gets hit by a car, and the guy saves him, and then the dude just goes, boom, and kills the kid. And in the film, I like while I'm watching it, I go, they finally did it. They finally did it. They killed a kid. Because realistically, like, people are going to die. And then at the end of the film, spoiler alert, he just spawns back. He just comes back. Stupid. Right? Like, you have to show that shit.
Gotta be an idiot to want to live in the Marvel universe. If you know even the slightest bit about Marvel, you know these dudes deal with planetary threats. No joke, more often than I see my dad. And New York gets the worst of it. NYC is like the punching bag or like the 1960s wife of the MCU. This city does not catch a break. And on top of the usual stuff New York already got to deal with.
Yeah, no one would live in New York. If the Avengers films were real, everybody would just get out of New York City. This would be like the worst place to live. I mean, rent would be at an all-time low. Because every other week, there's people that are just trying to demolish you.
Rats, high rent, drill rappers, rats. Now being in the MCU, they also gotta deal with constant alien invasions. A wizard.
And they never show like a real New York experience. I wish there was like a guy, they like broadcasted in the Avengers universe, like a guy getting a chopped cheese.
Opening rifts in the city, a giant who eats planets, a literal god, and a meth head with superpowers. And to a New Yorker, that last one probably sounds like the most regular one. If you were about to be teleported into the MCU, this city would quite literally be the worst place to be living already. And I already live here. Yep. It's not like if I got zapped in, I'd be put in like Wichita, Kansas or something. I would literally be in the epicenter of the problem. And as a regular New Yorkian civilian, I have no option but to live every day like it's my last. Cause it literally could be. And at that point, I don't think I'll even be scared. No.
Oh my God, wait, that's the scene. They should have just left her dead.
Literally could be. And at that,
like, you know how much that would have mattered? Because Marvel movies have become, after Endgame, you realize that there's no stakes. to anything. That's why they suck now. I love Marvel. I love Marvel games. I love Marvel Rivals. I used to love Marvel Snap, right? But there's no stakes. After Endgame, like, you know it's going to be okay. There's never going to be a bad ending. It's always going to be, we fixed it. Everything's good now. Oh, everybody died? I found a stone that brings everyone back to life. You died? I'm powerful enough to revert it. You're back now. Stupid. Tony Stark's dead. The only reason they did that is because you know how much... The only reason they did that in Endgame is because they had to have somebody die. They had to have somebody die for it to be a big deal. For the movie to be good. And they should have done more. They should have killed more characters. They should have killed more people off. Aunt May died. Fuck Aunt May. Are you serious? Aunt May died. Canonically, Aunt May dies in every fucking Spider-Man situation. What do you mean? Aunt May died. Boo fucking who? She's a meaningless character, right? Iron Man dying is a much larger deal than Aunt May dying. Can we agree on that? No? Settle down real quick. I'm not saying meaningless, right? I know it matters to the story and it's very sad. But I'm saying Aunt May doesn't have follow-up movies. There's not going to be an Aunt May film. Spam L, that's fine. There's not going to be an Aunt May film. You know there's not going to be an Aunt May film. She's a character that's meant to die. She's written as a dying... Aunt May, Spider-Man needs Aunt May to die. That's why it's there, okay? Aunt May, wholesome, very supportive of Peter, dead. You could see it coming from a mile away. You're thinking of Uncle Ben? Oh, I'm thinking of Uncle Ben. Yeah, Uncle Ben always dies. Uncle Ben always dies, right? Oh, shit. Okay, either way, you could have seen it coming, right? When the fucking Green Goblin threw the grenades on her in that one scene, fucking throw that shit up. You know, she fucking... boom! Boom! Tom Holland, too late, pal. Couldn't save her, right? And then it motivates him. It's a part of the plot, right? It's part of the plot. MJ, doesn't MJ fall to her death in the Andrew Garfield one? I also hate to be that guy, but like any Superman, I know it's like fictitious, but like Superman or any of the other films, yeah, Gwen. Any of the other films where like Spider-Man, Superman, like they catch somebody that's like falling or they pick somebody up at flying speeds. Like either A, the brute impact or the G-forces are killing you. Red Mist, right? Spider-Man or Superman just grabbing somebody that's falling to their death. Catch them in their arms. Well, poof, literally explodes right in your face. Back to my point. They only killed Iron Man in Infinity War because it was a fucking big deal for them to do it. And they needed to do it because it was a resolution. Somebody needed to die. So they had to kill meaningful characters. Gamora had to die, right? They had to sacrifice, what's her name? Scarlet Witch. Instead of Hawkeye. Or not Scarlet Witch. What am I thinking of? Not Scarlet Witch. Who's the girl? She plays Lucy. Oh my God. Black Widow. They had to kill Black Widow. I always mix them up. Black Widow had to die. Iron Man had to die. They had a few characters die, and it was like, okay, this feels like there was loss, but a good resolution. Every other Marvel movie ever has never had that. There's always... oh my God, everything's bad. Everyone's going to die. It's good now. It's bad. Everybody's going to die. It's good now. So there's no suspense. So future Marvel movies are always less hype and more less hype because after Endgame, you know that for the next 10 years, they're just going to spew shit where no one dies. And when they do kill a character, it doesn't matter because no one cares. Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Brother. Wait, who dies in Guardians of the Galaxy 3? I forget. Yondu? Oh my God, Yondu? Yondu, side character. Side character. Rocket's friends? Rocket's friends? Oh my God. Rocket's friends? The fucking walrus? It's sad. Bro, Zod just said all of Rocket's friends. Yeah, it's sad. But guess what? They killed meaningless characters. They don't matter. They get you to attach to them and then kill them so they can just churn the same shit the next time. You see what I mean? They introduce a character and kill them on purpose. The Walrus's only purpose in the Marvel Universe was to die. And you need to come to terms with that. The bunny rabbit that was like, they made you be like, aw, wham, wham, and they cut its fucking head off. And then it's dead. Right, so you go, but they don't actually kill Rocket. Rocket lives.
At that point, I don't think I'll even be scared. No. I'm gonna just start trying stuff. Go to the club, try some new foods. I mean, you might even see me in the alley with Sentry. What else am I supposed to do when I'm living in a universe?
Ooh, no, they did do it well when MJ doesn't remember Tom. That counts as a loss. I'll give Marvel a check on that. That counts as a loss. Even though nobody died, MJ not remembering Tom Holland was like, oh, fuck, that was terrible. And I love that, right? I don't like it in the moment, but it's good cinema. That's what I mean. When I say, like, I want the characters to die, I don't want them to die, but they need to for the film to be good. You need to kill a character or two.
And tell me to get sturdy for him. The sad part is, it wouldn't even have to be Thanos either. Because as a New Yorkian, we're not even allowed to have Blick. So one of these street ser villains like the Vulture, or even lower than that, those bank robbers from Homecoming, can pull up on me and tell me to get sturdy too. And I'm gonna have to. Yeah, just keep me in regular NYC, bro. It's not worth it. I'm gonna be living there just to pay $5K a month on rent and have my first time seeing Spider-Man in person be watching him save a grandma while the Rhino is curb stomping me. Next up, I got a movie that might be even scarier because of how real it's starting to feel. iRobot.
Yeah, bro. And motherfuckers. Oh, that is a good ass movie. That is a good ass movie. I love like the old Will Smith action films. Bro, what's the one where Will Smith is a superhero? That one's good. That's a good fucking superhero movie. Oh my God, we were just talking about it the other day. I just watched it. What's the one where Hancock? Hancock's a good film. He's a fucking alcoholic. He fucks up. People die. It's like a fucking, it's like The Boys. Hancock is like The Boys before The Boys. It's like a real superhero. Like he has unlimited power, but he has like a massive drug problem and he's depressed. And he sometimes fucks up and people die. Like it's a good film, right? You can relate to it more. Nobody can relate to Thor. Thor's just an idol, right? Nobody can relate to Star-Lord. Right? He's just a guy. He's like a superhero. You can relate to Star-Lord.
A real it's starting to feel. iRobot. We all know this one. Movie set in the future,
Damn, yo, I kind of want to watch iRobot, though. The one scene where they're all lined up. Yo, anybody here see iRobot? It's basically like him trying to track down this robot that's like gained sentience and wants to like fucking live. Or something. And they're all in line and they have to like listen. And he's looking for like 1 out of 1,000 that are bad. And he's probably going to show it at some point. And he's like looking and he says some shit and he shoots one. And the one that's sentient, like 30 rows down, goes and like looks out of line and he sees it. And then it's just like a huge chase scene. Oh my God, cinema.
10 years from now, where robots and AI.
Oh my God, this is it.
Are completely.
As I was saying, this is the scene.
Completely integrated into society. And I mean completely. They deliver packages for us, cook for us, keep us company. They keep the streets clean and even work with the...
Thor's girl dies of cancer, by the way. Thor's daughter dies of cancer. Don't you think Thor could, like... You know? And, like, shock it. He's a god. He's not a healing god. You don't think he could pull some strings? In the Marvel-verse, if I was dating Thor and I was dying of cancer, I would go, you can't fix this. I know Asgard's gone. There's nothing. I'd be like, bro, you're Thor, you know? It's cancer. I know. He's Thor.
Everywhere doing any and everything for us. Now,
bro, I hate how, like, modern... Dude, I hate how this is so parallel to actual society, where we're creating all these robots, and we're trying to make them bipedal creatures. Why? Why are we trying to make these sentient robots look like us? Put them on wheels, make them some weird like functioning machine. We're not the most efficient thing that could exist, right? Why do we have walking robots? Why are we making them humanoid? Make them look like robots. Make them look weird. Not like Transformers weird. Like, make them look like I'm looking at a machine that's just spinning wheels and doing shit. And has 45 arms and 35 legs and a wheel under it that it can just do shit.
I know what you may be thinking. Robotic Huss? Just kidding. I know what you're thinking. Well, that doesn't sound so bad. Robots doing everything for us? That sounds great. That's wrong. This is terrifying. Because aside from the fact that these things doing everything for us...
Bro, old Will Smith was so badass too, bro. Oh my God. Yo, he looks hardcore right here, bro. Bro, double earring, leather jacket on. Chest out. Bro, he has aura.
These things doing everything for us would pretty much turn us into skillless people from WALL-E. These things constantly being around us is a danger in this world, because the people in this world like robots so much that they're convinced that they can't hurt humans. What? Bro, I know I'm not tripping. Am I tripping? Judging by the way people feel about AI right now, I refuse to believe in 10 years.
No, I think it's the exact opposite. I think this movie has the plot where everybody loves the robots and Will's the only one that's like skeptical, and then everybody kind of ends up like, you know, going, oh, maybe this is a problem. But I think it's the reverse now. I think everybody hates AI. Everybody's like, outside of just using it for personal use, if there was like robots and shit, people would start kicking them over. There would be, it would be like an actual money problem, where if there was like, if this thing started walking down like New York City streets, people would beat the shit out of it.
Humans will be so comfortable with AI and robots and stuff to the point where they're comfortable not only living with them, but saying they can't commit crimes? What? Man, I've known my Siri for 10 plus years and I still don't trust her. You think I'm gonna trust this thing? But that's how it is for some reason in this world. People trust and love these robots. So they pretty much get a get out of jail free card. And if
my God, wait, that CGI was so bad. Oh, that looks so bad. Dude, it's like it's literally cutting off her face.
So they pretty much get a get out of jail free card. And if you live here, that should be terrifying for you. Could you imagine how out of control this could get? If there's no police around, what would stop one of these tin cans from shooting some random dude down the block and throwing the smoking gun into my hand? And guess what the cops gonna say when they roll up?
So I was telling Bobby the other day, he should get the donuts from... He's got a weapon!
That would happen every single time and they would never get caught because they're not programmed to hurt humans. But it doesn't end there because those are just hypotheticals. This movie goes on to give me legit reasons to not want to live around these things. So we see throughout the movie there's a heavy emphasis on Will Smith's hatred towards these robots. Like, he really does not like these things. And it turns out it's because back in the day, Will got in this accident that sent him and this other car flying into some water. And when a robot came to save the day, it chose to save Will instead of the little girl trapped in the other car. RIP. Meaning,
I mean, it's probably programmed to do like utilitarian shit. That's how it's gonna be, bro. Seriously. Like, if it gets to a point where robots are like taking over for like firefighters and shit, and there's an instance where it's only ever able to save one person, they're gonna have it like analyze how valuable you are to society. And like, that's fucked to say, but if it's like a because most of the time people would make that decision, and I feel like you feel better when like a human's like, save the baby, not me, right? But a robot, then it's, I don't know, then it just fucks the whole situation up. If you have like an AI or ChatGPT like determining who's worth more, so are you getting saved? Well, who am I next to?
even when they're trying to help, these things could still leave you to die. So if it was me and a kid, an innocent kid trapped in a house fire, if the robot deems me as having the higher chance of living, it'll save me instead of the innocent 5-year-old child.
Oh, higher chance of living? I thought it would be higher chance of living culminated with, like, how old this person is. Like, old people, it would probably disregard. Like, it would save a child over an old person.
Child, bro, finally made a right choice. But dang, that's messed up. What if that was my kid? I'd be...
Or like AI-driven cars, it's either saving Once we're at a world where there's like mostly AI driven cars or something, it's going to have to reason as a vehicle or as a computer. Is it focusing on saving the car and your life with the utmost importance, or the most people in like a crash based scenario?
Be pissed. Like, you're a robot. You can't like go gadget extend and grab both of us out the fire. That's ridiculous. What are you good for? Yeah, living here would suck. That's not even mentioning the thing running these robots, Vicky. An AI system built to protect people. Built to protect people, huh? Sounds hella familiar. And that ain't even mentioning the job market. If these robots do everything for us, how would we get jobs? Like, you know what I mean? They're robots.
It'll be UBI. I mean, that's what that one video we were talking about. Most people would just be bums like that. If we ever get to a point where we're so technologically advanced where robots run the majority of jobs, the government would have to supplement income for most people. UBI, universal basic income. Everybody would just get money. You would just get like you might be able to get a job of some sorts where you're able to increase that, but you would have like, you would just get basically like a stipend or like a pension of sorts. You would just get paid monthly to exist. And it would be enough to have your needs met, but nothing else.
There's no room for human.
So basically just communism? No, communism would be shared assets in entirety and you wouldn't own anything. UBI would be more like socialism, which is actually a better solution to welfare than we have now, because you would be getting paid and be able to make more money, versus welfare where you're getting paid and then if you ever make money, the welfare dissipates and then you get taxed on that income, so you could actually net take less. You would have to look into it. UBI's complicated, but no, it wouldn't necessarily be communism.
Employers would love them. No calling out, no talking back, no pay time off.
Sports? Well, sports are innately a human thing. You're not going to get replaced in the NFL by a robot, because nobody wants to watch a robot run a fucking ball.
I mean, you don't gotta pay them, period. These dudes are the perfect slaves, so if you're not building them or working with the police, you have nothing. Bro, this is exactly why I hope our world does not become like this. Because if I worked a long 20-year career in, let's say, construction, I'll be damned if I lose.
What about real steel? That already exists, bro. It's just battle bots. Watching robots that people build fight each other is interesting, but watching a robot play basketball isn't interesting. I'd want to watch a person play basketball.
My position to an oil drink. Screw loose having. Command listening. Another movie that scares me because it's realism stuff is 1984. This is one of them older films.
I don't know if I've ever seen this.
It was based on a book you might have read in school. Nah, who am I kidding? Y'all don't read. So I'll give you a rundown.
Oh, is 1984 about burning books? Is that the one? What's the movie about burning books? Hold up. Fahrenheit 451. That's what I was thinking of.
It's on a book written in the 40s. So, you know, dark times, dark books. And in this world, society sucks. Everything's bleak, gray, and dull. Censorship and propaganda about some war constantly in people's faces. And worst of all, people are monitored 24/7. And this ain't like, oh, cameras on the street, phone activity. No. This is cameras on the street, cameras at your job, and even cameras at your crib.
So it's just Big Brother.
Like a big TV in the middle of your apartment with some dude's face on it that just watches you. Like,
it feels just like kind of like North Korea.
It doesn't end there. It gets worse, because this society in 1984 doesn't promote individuality even in the slightest bit. Any personal hobbies, drawing, writing, collecting, throw them out the window. You ain't allowed to do that. Any dreams, thoughts, or even memories, you're not allowed to do that either. I don't care how much you miss your grandma. Bro, you can't even have a shorty, because their whole motto is you should only love Big Brother. Do I gotta say it? Pause. And then even if you do try to do any of this stuff, you're kidnapped and tortured till you eventually lose all that individuality. This is so messed up. You know what this reminds me of? Y'all know that Boondocks clip, the
Did I just catch you wanting to be shit?
That's what it reminds me of. Now, after all that stuff I just told you, you honestly think I'd want to live here? Hell nah. I'll take Thanos snapping away my local Ark over this stuff. That's why all things going on in the world.
Well, I mean, dude, you're flipping a coin on that Thanos shit. You guys think you're disappearing on the Thanos snap? I think I'm disappearing. I think I lose that coin toss. I think I die. Thanos snaps. I think I'm one that just goes, whoa, and then I fade into fucking thin air.
World right now scare me. I want a Dragon stays to this level. I mean, the fact that I'm even making this
I think Brooke gets lucky. I think Brooke lives.
video, well, you know,
And what was so weird how they portrayed it is like half of a family would die. You know? I feel like at the end of Infinity War, it was like if you were at a school, half would die. But isn't there statistical probabilities where like if half the world died, almost entire countries would cease to exist? Like if you're 50-50ing every human life, there are a few cities that would just be wiped off the face of the earth. Like they would all die. I mean, maybe there's like some sort of sentience in the snap where he's like, remove half of every family. But realistically, it'd be like, say you live in New York, like 80% of New York might die. 10% of New York might die, right? Like all you know is in places with a lot of people are going to die, but no given definitive amount.
video, well, you know, right now scare me. I want a Dragon stays to this level. I mean, the fact that I'm even making this video, well, you know, no issues means we ain't there yet. But we are definitely taking baby steps. Like, it's getting crazy out here. We got the Brits out here censoring Wikipedia, censoring Discord, censoring Spotify? Are we serious? We gonna make teenagers listen to Kids Bop in 2025? Even on Marvel Rivals, bro, they over here monitoring voice chats. Like, I got a warning the other day for just telling some dude to hop off. I mean, obviously I said it in a bit of—
Nah, he said way worse shit than that. I'd be talking shit on Marvel Rivals, telling people they're fucking losers. If you got a warning on a voice chat in Marvel Rivals, bro, you were saying some shit. You were talking to someone.
a meaner way, but still, what is this? Even YouTube with this silly ID thing, like, bro, why can't we just keep it like the good old days where they monitored us without telling us? Why do I have to consent to it now? And now,
Hop off? No, he'd be like, hop off my dick, bitch. You fucking pussy. That would maybe get you a voice com.
before I get
Like a little warning
to the
there.
movie that I'd hate to live in the most, honorable mentions. High School Musical, constantly singing and dancing would just get old, especially because it's so random. Imagine you just trying to take a dump in the school bathroom and you have to rush out to go and sing We're All in This Together. You didn't even get to wipe any of the Conjuring films. I don't even gotta explain this one. Nah, I'm good. Secret Life of Pets, pretty self-explanatory.
Supernatural, the show. That's a show, not a movie. Supernatural, the show, would be the worst universe to live in. And there's werewolves, vampires, ghouls, demons. Every mythical creature that you have thought of exists and wants to kill you. Like, you're not, like, Supernatural is like a 15-season show where they go through every possible thing that could kill you. Yeah, Game of Thrones would be really bad, too.
And then the New War of the Worlds. Bro, the special
Well, that's the worst movie ever.
thing about this one is not only do I think it's one of the worst ones,
Damn. Ice Cube, the whole movie. God damn. Oh, damn. Oh, shit. I mean, they gave him nothing to work with. He's staring at a monitor. It's one of those shitty movies where it's just filmed at a fucking desktop.
to live in, but it's also just one of the worst movies. This movie is garbo. Like, the reason I wouldn't want to live here is not because of the aliens invading the planet, but because of the sheer embarrassment I would feel being a part of it. Imagine dying to one of these aliens and the only person around to react is Ice Cube over his monitor saying, "Damn!" And now, the movie
Yeah, bro, like, and I will say he didn't get a lot to work with, but he didn't even try to, like, method act. It's because the movie was so bad. Like, in the film, dude, he thinks his kid's dead. And he goes, oh, damn. No! 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 Like, bro, you just watched your kid. You think your kid just died. And you go, no! Oh, no! Like, bro, you would be distraught.
hate to live in the most. Sinners. Alright, I don't think this one will be the worst
I've never seen Sinners. I've always wanted to see Sinners, though.
one, just wanted to hype it up a bit, but still, it would be very scary to live in. This movie, if you ain't watch it, 10 out of 10. At first, I thought it was a 9, but nah, it's a 10. This movie, if you ain't watch
What's
it,
his name? Oh my God, what's his name? Every movie he's in is a good film. That's like one of those actors. When, like, Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan's one of those guys where if you see him in a fucking film, you know it's a good movie. Like, I've never seen a Michael B. Jordan film that I didn't like.
I thought it was a 9, but nah, it's a 10. This movie, if you ain't watch it, is based in the 30s down in Mississippi, which already, horrible start. But the scariest thing about this movie, if you're living there, isn't the time
Fantastic Four 2015. Bro, I still think he did a good job.
period it's set in. It's the fact that this world has vampires. Yeah, real, pure-blooded, bona fide vampires. I first thought they would be some racist Abraham Lincoln vampire hunter type of vampires, but nope, these guys are actually the opposite. They welcome every and anybody to their lifestyle, which to me, if I was living here, would be even scarier. With a mean or racist vampire, at least you know where you stand. They gonna eat you, so stay away from them. But with these ones, you just don't know. If one of these nice ones came to my door disguised, singing me a song and offering me money, well, of course you can stay the night. Come on in. And it'd be raps for me. And even if that wasn't the case,
I never understand why you wouldn't just be a vampire, though, no? Whenever I see vampire movies, I'd just be like, yo, I'll pay your ass to fucking make me a vampire. Because I feel like there's never a downs. I feel like being a vampire in any vampire movie or show is just a fucking, like, advantage. Like, an unfair advantage. Like every daytime, though, bro. They'd be like, oh, Billy, why do I never see you? Why do I never see you in the day? I don't know. I'm a Twitch streamer. Hey, Joe, why do I never see you? I'm a Twitch streamer. I can't go outside. My job's at a desk.
I would not be able to avoid these dudes.
You're possessed. You don't control yourself. Vampires control themselves. Depends what movie you're watching.
Because even
Maybe not in Sinners.
if they don't try to roll up to my door, they're attracted to music. And I'm not saying I'm some Mozart or anything. I actually don't even know how to play a single instrument. But I am saying a 1930s Derek is definitely gonna be at one of them jukes. And one of them nights we definitely gonna get a Sammy-like singer who's gonna attract the vampires, and it's gonna be the same story all over again. Sammy. Yeah, living here, I'm good off that. Even all this vampire stuff aside, like I said,
What year is this set in? 1930s?
this is in Mississippi in the 30s. If I'm not going to a juke, what the frick is there to do in the 30s? I might just die from
Yeah, if you ain't going to a party, you're just kind of like sitting at home doing actually nothing.
boredom. I see why all people did back then was just pop out babies, because what else is there to do? Not to mention,
Well, they also did that because, I mean, as crazy as it is to say, like in older times, having kids was just inheriting workers. Like, you had kids because you needed help being alive. Like, you raised your kid to work at a young age to help sustain life and be like, we need to tend this land and live. You're not in a time where society kind of helps, give you food and water and shelter and fire and all this other, and wealth and clothes. Like, you need people to do that.
these weren't the safest times either, especially as a Dominican dude or anything but white. I don't think that band of hooded men would see me and make any exceptions. Talking about some, hold on now, wait a second, Chuck. Put the noose down. I think this one's Caribbean. Nah, they don't care. They don't discriminate. Well, they do, but you know what I mean. They just trying to meet their quotas. So Sinners, with or without vampires, I'm good. But I might dress up as one of the twins for Halloween, who's trying to help me find the clothes. That's pretty much all the movies I wanted to go over this time. And this one isn't a might. I'm definitely doing a sequel to this video. I had so much fun making it.
Yeah, this was a fun ass video. I kind of rambled about Marvel for like a half hour though, but that was fun. Imagine you wake up one morning and find out that your car's missing, find out the Hulk used it as a dodgeball. Yo, do you think there's insurance in the Marvel films for that? Like, there's a sub-clause. If any of the heroes ever use your car as a weapon or a shield, that's not covered. I feel like that'd be like government coverage.